Alright, I'm going to start our other video here. It's in the afternoon, but here we are at Spruce Coulee. We're going to do a little bit of a hike around Spruce Coulee. I think somebody's at that cabin back there. There is a cabin up here. Information. There are cougars here. I've hiked out here for years and I actually have seen cougars off in the distance but never come up close to one. But yeah, so we came out here canoeing this past summer and kayaking. It's a really beautiful little place here, the coulee, and this little lake out here is great. There's trout and walleye, and up in here, up there, there's a campground. People camping up there. So we'll go for a hike to the campground here after. There's a picnic table down here now too. It's pretty cool. Trail here that takes us all the way around the lake. I think we're gonna do a lake hike. We'll go all the way around there. It's not too far. It's not a super huge lake, but the views are great, so we'll do that. We'll get started on our way, but we'll stop by the cabin first. Show you guys the cabin. There's a cabin rental up here that you can rent. People might even be staying at it, I don't know, but we're gonna walk by it anyway. So yeah, Spruce Coulee. Great place to come. Great place to come fishing. Great place to bring the kids out here and stuff. Yeah, I've been fishing here quite a bit, so I'm gonna check this spot out. There's some people fishing up here, so I'm just gonna keep the camera on me. And down the hill there, and there's an inlet on this side, on the right side. Kind of like at Michelle. And on this side here is the spillway. So this side here is where it comes down and around. Comes down off that side. How you doing? Beautiful, beautiful day. Yeah, I think there is somebody staying at the cabin, but we'll walk by it. I'll show it to you quick in the video. It's a cabin there. You can rent it. That cabin there, it's $100 a night to rent it. But yeah, people rent it all the time. Honestly, don't know if there's anybody staying in it, or else I'd walk up to it. There's other people around, but it has solar, so there is solar for the lights that are inside the cabin. So they have solar panels to run the electricity in there. I don't think there's plugs to plug in anything, but some nice Christmas trees too, or I mean evergreen trees. Looks great. Another spot's for service vehicles only. And this here is the Spruce Coulee Trail System. Alright, we're gonna move on. There's a little walk through here, like at Shell Reservoir. A lot of the parks around here have these little walk-through gates. I don't know exactly wire what they're for, but they're there. Actually, I haven't come walking up here. It's been a couple of years since I've been hiking up through here. But you can see some horseshoe prints. People have been back here on horseback. Looks like within the last couple of days for sure, because there's a horse trailer parked back at the campground. I don't know if they're camped there or just getting a view out. Get a good view out over top the lake. Way back to the other side of the lake there. I think I have enough time to go all the way around, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, the wind, because we're up now, so of course the wind, it's been a really windy day. I am going to get a windsock, or not a windsock, but a wind muff and a microphone. So making these videos will be a lot easier when it's windy. And those tree stands. Poplar trees are what these ones here are. There's a spot right down along here too that means a lot to me, right on the edge of this hill right here. It means a lot to me for a couple of reasons. One, I will not go into detail on YouTube about, because it's incredibly private. The other two reasons, this spot means a lot to me because it's a beautiful spot to come and overlook the lake and sit on a nice day and just ponder life. You know, sometimes just have a blank mind, like a blank canvas, and the world is your oyster, ready to be opened. The way I look at it when I'm up here, it's such a beautiful place to come. It's not far from town, and the second reason I like it out here is because the fishing is great. I've come fishing out here. There's trout and there's walleye in Spruce Coulee, or Spruce Lake, or whatever it's called. I had also come up here with a family member too, and they absolutely loved it here. Absolutely loved it here, and that's one of the reasons why it's special to me as well. This past summer we canoed. I canoed with my son, and we canoed all the way down to the end and all the way down, and it goes like way around that way. It goes around, but I'm gonna try to hike down over there and see if I can get some video for you guys. But yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, moving on. Moving on up this grassy hill. This pathway here, coming up on, it'll take us down and around. That beautiful sound of fall. Some more very wonderful Christmas trees. I mean, pine trees. The whole family we have the twins, the twin babies. We have the mid brother, the little brother that likes to pick on the two babies. Then we have the teenager, the high school teenager over here, who picks on the little sibling, who picks on the twins. And next to them we have Mom and Dad pine. They're about 8 and 10 feet tall respectively. Have a little family of pine trees. Just sitting here on the side of the hill. It's good to have a laugh. That's what life is all about. Keeping that smile ear to ear, even when you don't want to smile. It's better to have a smile. I love hiking. I love the outdoors. I have. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved the outdoors and go hunting with my dad and his friend Bill. And my younger brother, when he got older, my dad would bring him up hunting with us, and we'd spend some time together up at the cottage. It was great. And this is in Ontario, where I used to live. And my dad had a boat. We used to go fishing and stuff like that. It was really cool. I love that stuff, and I've been doing it my whole life. And then over here, I'm not going to get too close, but over here we have a wasp's nest or beehive. It's a real one. It's huge. And you can see the different layers on how they put it together, and they build that with mud. So they go down to the shore and they scoop up mud, little pieces at a time. They carry it all the way up here and build their nest in the tree. Yeah. A scale for size of that nest, I'd have to say, is probably about the size of a 10-pin bowling ball, for sure. As Confucius say, mess with bee, get stung. So even if it's in an active hive, I'm not going to screw with it. But back to what I was saying before, yeah, we used to do quite a lot of stuff outdoors. I've loved the outdoors my entire life. Done a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing. Used to go duck hunting with my dad. That was always fun. Got to go up north with the guys for a week at the cottage, you know. Man stuff. Oh, love it. Well, back in those days, that's just, you know, it was just the guys. Go up there for a week, hunt for ducks. Then go up in November and hunt for deer. Never shot a deer. Never. Seen lots. Never shot one. Lots of ducks though. So this trail here, you can see some leaves falling in the for beautiful effect here. This pathway goes, I think it ends up becoming part of the Trans-Canada Trail, and it goes way back up into the hills. So here's where I'm going to end the hike for now. So we are up here in the Cypress Hills Provincial Park in Alberta, Canada. And we're gonna head back. And then what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of fishing. So join me on that adventure when we come back. All right, so we're gonna do another video here. We're gonna go up into the campground. I'm trying to get this done before the sun goes down, but it just doesn't look like it's gonna happen that way. So I'm hoping that here we have our washrooms, toilets. And up here we have a pathway goes up into the campground, but it looks like there's somebody camping in one of the spots, so I'll keep the video down. Up here. Go up this way. Looks good for a tour. So there's some sites back up in here. A lot of these sites up here are by like reservation only, so it's good to call ahead and get a reservation. Most of the sites up here are flat. Have good, well, sort of a good view of the lake down there and that. Oh, here we have some writing on the fire pit. June's fridge. Far from home. And over here we have another site. So this is Spruce Coulee Campground. Oh, we do have site numbers, so somebody kindly left a sponge for the next people that camp here to do their dishes. Site number 4. Excuse me, site number 5 is over here. Site number 5. By the way, this is what they call backcountry campground. So it's, you got to hike in all of your own stuff up here. Because you got to park down a ways. And I actually found something else I never knew before, because I've never camped at this campground and I've never really hiked too far back in it. There's a water spigot. Do not drink water. Not safe for drinking. Let's see how many pumps it takes to get some water. Not that many, so the water source is probably really close. I'm assuming it's probably from the lake. There's another campground, Battle Creek. Another campground that I like to go to as well. It's really off-grid, it's way back. They have water spigot out there, but it takes like a good 10 or 15 pumps to get the water out. As we come back up here, so there's a couple sites back up here as well that are actually really nice. This would be kind of, there's not a whole lot of privacy in between the sites though. At Battle Creek, there is quite a bit of privacy between the sites, which is one of the reasons why I like going up there. This one is pretty private. One back here. This one's all by its lonesome, all by itself. Yeah, and then you got to bring all your own firewood too. Yeah, you can go back there and cut your own firewood. And I know people do it, and people have done it. But being in a provincial park, you don't want to get caught, because I think the minimum fine is $5,000 if you're caught harvesting wood in a provincial park. So yeah, not good. There's also another site back here down this pathway. There's 2 sites. Site 1, Site 2, and then, so over here we have the famous cook shack. Inside there, they have a really cool wood burning stove in here. They have a similar shack like this out by the cross-country ski trails where we stop and check it out. So this is inside. We'll go inside and have a look here. So there's a, and we'll go in and have a look. Knock on the door first, make sure there's no cougars in here. Inside the door open. Here we are inside here. It's a pretty big area. These windows open also, so you can get fresh air in, and come up here for picnics in the summertime and stuff like that. I don't particularly camp at this campground because, like I said, it's just old wood stove in there. That's the door opening there. Inside of her. And it has these little rails on the side here. These things here to use for drying your clothes or whatever after a day out if you're cross-country skiing or hiking in the wintertime. Alright, we'll head back out. So I said about the walking into this campground where you gotta hike up with your supplies and stuff like that. Walk through here. They have a gate. Nice big yellow gate there. But it's not super short. It's tall enough that if I've been up here and I've brought supplies up for picnics and things like that, and brought the wagon and just went under the gate. Oh yeah, so we have somebody parked up here. It's a trailer. I think it could belong to the people that might be down there fishing or whatever. But so here's a Spruce Coulee. All right, when we come back with you guys, we will get some fishing going on. All right, so we're down by the Spruce Coulee Lake here, or in the Coulee Lake Reservoir, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna do a little bit of fishing. I got my world famous lure with me that I've always caught fish on out here, right here. And believe it or not, this is a dollar store lure. It's one of the best lures I've ever used out here. I've caught walleye and trout both on this lure out here in the past couple of years I've fished. So when I bring you guys back, we'll be doing some casting. All right, let's give it a go. Noisy dog. nothing really wants to bite. look like the fish want to bite today. That's okay. Use other lures and put some other stuff on there and try some other stuff out, but I think there's other people wanting to come down and use the dock, so we'll end it here and we'll pick up later. We'll go for a bit of a hike around the lake this way here. It'll be good. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna go for a bit of a hike here. Take you back this up this trail here, down along the side of the lake. These toilets, specifically at Spruce Coulee, they are the stinkiest toilets in all of the Cypress Hills County. Right. So I'll drive to another spot where there's another lake that has nicer toilets, or as some people do, they just go in the woods. Coming up to this side of Spruce Coulee, we're on the west side of the lake. This trail that comes down through here. So the dock where we were fishing is just back there, but there's also people up there. So we don't want to disturb them. There's also a good spot to fish right here, I find. That's an old stump that's been there for a lot of years. Yeah, we canoed. Well, they have these giant aluminum canoes that they store out here, so I rented one. My son and a friend of mine had the other, like, my son used my kayak and my friend has her own kayak. So she had her own kayak out here and I had this giant Cadillac of a canoe. Now this giant Cadillac of a canoe was probably 12 feet long, and way out there it was wicked windy, and so trying to paddle a huge canoe by yourself in the back while the bow is kind of up like that and the wind comes around and it grabs the canoe and it just would spin me around in circles. So going down the lake, like down the lake and around the corner there, was pretty good, but the way back the wind had picked up a little bit and yeah, it wasn't that great. It was great to be out with my son and the company we had. It was great. This is a little bit sloppy through here. They must have caught some rain or snow probably. I wouldn't doubt that either. So I was gonna spend the night tonight at this campground at Spruce Coulee, but I've long since changed my mind on that, and we're gonna go to another spot. Ooh, it is messy back here. God. Oh yeah, they did get snow. So there you go. You can see it on the side of the hill there. That answered my question. And Cypress Hills Parks, they get snow quite early. So, whoa, that's slick. So that's some fresh horse stuff there on the horse poop on the ground. I'm not gonna go any further because this trail is completely soaking wet. My boots are now completely covered in mud, which is okay. Yeah, I'd say they're a bit caked, but we'll try to get it off as best as we can. And on this one, whew, that's slick, boy. And that's clay, so that clay gets, it's like walking on ice. I mean, yeah, I got good hiking boots on, but man, like That clay is slick. I'll tell you a story out here. Came out here in the spring for a day trip. It was before I started YouTubing. And at this spot here at Spruce Coulee, where we're at here, I'd figured the road had been thawed enough, and I have studded winter tires on my vehicle for winter driving, and came out here, thought, oh yeah, this will be great. Let's come all the way out here. Then got onto the road, which I'll show you going up, back up. I'll film some of the, or I'll record some of the road heading back up, because we're gonna go to another campground, I think. And couldn't make it. I got halfway up the hill on that day trip in the springtime and could not make it up the hill. So I came just back down to the bottom again, tried it again, got about halfway up. Vehicle was like, nope, it ain't going. And I'm like, great, now what are we gonna do? I thought for sure, I thought for sure I'd have to spend the night out here, which I'm always prepared, like I said before, with stuff and in my vehicle, well, my van, and I have it decked out for camping in the back in case I ever have to spend the night in indoor in any kind of emergency situation for that reason. So tried 4 or 5 times to get up the hill. I could not make it up the hill. 5th time, I came all the way back to the dock, which is just over here, which was the dock we were fishing on. And I floored it all the way up and just get to the top of the hill, and the tires started to spin, and I'm like, oh no, here we go again. But it ended up catching on some unfrozen, well, sort of like open gravel on the road, and it was good because we were able to get out, which was good because I thought for sure I was spending the night out here. I mean, it can and does happen. When I bring you back, it'll be, I'm just gonna wash my boots off. I'm sure you guys don't want to see that, but when I bring you guys back, we're gonna go up the road, and I'll show you the adventure it was getting out of here in the spring.